Hi, my name is Sheilah Genin, and this is my senior year experience. For my project, I created a tree that includes my 4 timelines. The timeline in the purple is timeline 1, which are the places that have been influential for me throughout my education journey. The yellow are the people that have been supportive and guided me and been influential through my teaching journey. The orange pieces on my timeline represent beliefs and theories of learning that I have. And the blue are my artifacts, which I personally found the most difficult. It may be because grade school and high school were many, many years ago for me that I don't have a lot of the things available, but I definitely found some good stuff. So for my first timeline, which includes the places, the educational places that have meant a lot to me, I actually started at the very beginning in my elementary years. And I personally had a wonderful experience in elementary school. And I think that that really set the foundation for my love of learning as well as being passionate about teaching others. Throughout my elementary school, which for me was grades K through 6th at the time, I had amazing teachers and a very positive learning environment, socially very positive. It was a really nice experience, and I really believe that it has propelled me to want to go into the education field. So I did put elementary and I put middle school and high school. Elementary and middle school, I also had deep connections with the people. My third grade teacher in particular was an amazing teacher in that she was very caring, but yet had expectations and was firm with them. She delivered instruction in a new way for me, in that this was the first year that we got out of more direct instruction. I feel like I remember first and second grade using basal readers, and every teacher had their teaching manual out all the time. And I remember third grade, I remember my teacher giving us, books in literature circles or book groups, and she decided that it was time for us to learn from one another and discuss the reading and read with one another. So we were choral reading and we were discussing books. And that for me was kind of an aha moment that learning with collaboration was really beneficial for me and for my peers. I felt like a kind of a move from direct instruction to more peer motivated learning, which was a really neat thing. So, along with her and the classroom and the school, that was a big moment for me as well. I put middle school in particular because of one teacher. He was an 8th grade science teacher for me. He was a really positive influence for me. I don't know, he just had this energy when you went into his classroom, and his passion for teaching like radiated immediately when you went into his classroom, and I felt that I didn't care for science at all prior to his class, and I remember really loving science that year. And I can't say that I felt that again, but I really, I don't know, he always used the word awesome, and he would just run around the room and be really excited. And that is something that I remember and I really liked about his class. And I know that myself being a teacher that I want to show my kids how passionate I am for learning and for the content that we're working on. So he's kind of a figure that really sticks out for me. I also put at this time that in um, in middle school, I feel that middle school and high school, or the beginning of high school, that it was um, extrinsic motivation that I thought that that's how school was. I didn't have a lot of internal motivation at this point. I thought that teachers just kind of had a checklist and you turn in an assignment and, they checked it off for you. I didn't really realize that the learning I was doing at this time was really like a base for all knowledge, and that my learning and my success would benefit me later. But I did put that for high school. I put that my intrinsic motivation really kicked in, and I realized that, okay, what I'm doing now and how hard I'm working and my success will really change or will really benefit me internally. It might motivate me more. I will gain confidence. It will help me be able to choose the path that I take eventually. So that was kind of a really big learning moment and kind of a belief that I had during this time. And I do have I went to the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and I had a really great experience, but it's so funny how it's not on my teaching journey, it's not a really huge a time in my life or a really influential place, although I spent many years there and I had a great time, and I learned a lot. I initially went for a film studies career. This is what I wanted to do from third grade on, but I decided, that now that's not what I wanted to do at all. I hear But yet I put it here on my tree because I feel like it's showing me growing as a person and really realizing what I wanted to do. It is an important time for me though, because this is when I applied for a part-time job at a preschool, and I got it, and I had never really worked with kids formally before. But this really set the tone for where I am now. So that is why it is an important spot for me in my teaching journey. I did include UW-Milwaukee because I did get a second degree there as well for community education. I want this to be in my background because I also want to be able to really educate parents and families on the importance of their role in their child's life, or their role as maybe an English speaking parent, that they may need a little bit more support or guidance if I have their children in my classroom. I just always want to be a really good resource and advocate for the families and parents as well as the students. Here is my tree, and this part of my tree is kind of where I feel like I really blossomed as an individual, and I blossomed on my teaching journey. So I, of course, included UW Superior. It gave me a great opportunity to be able to earn my degree while I was way down here in Madison, raising my family, working, those kind of things. there's a number of people that have been very influential for me through the UW Superior. Sharon Booth, who was my very first advisor when I started at Superior, I remember she called me and she had this great conversation with me, and I knew right then I had made a really good decision because she was so personable. I had come from big universities and I had never experienced this before, so it was amazing. Um, Also, I put my son on here because I was a distance learner, I had many videos to share. So I had many, he oftentimes sat with me as a student in learning lessons, doing art projects, singing, dancing. Um, he would watch me while I did my piano and my recording for music. And he was my student last summer for the gym classes. He watched me juggle and counted me juggling. He learned all the folk dances with me. So he's been a really important person through all of my time at Superior. And last for my connection and people to Superior was John Larson. He was my university supervisor. He was a really awesome person to talk to during my observations. I could tell that he had really awesome insight and advice for me, which after my first observation with him, I really took to heart. And I improved on my second observation. I think that he helped me gain a lot of confidence in the classroom. The last place I put is the Glacier Ridge Elementary, where I'm currently student teaching multi-age first and second graders. Clearly, this has been a huge part of my teaching journey. And I've been able to really work with a great teaching team and amazing children, and I've learned a lot about technology in the classroom and differentiation. I also put out here my belief in constructivism. Student teaching has really allowed me this great hands-on experience. And I like it because I can take the knowledge that I've had through classes and I can combine it with the actions and the students in my classroom, and I really am able to, collaborate on learning, and it's a really exciting way to learn about instruction and student learning. I did forget to mention down here, the Jerome Bruner model of social constructivism throughout UW Superior. I really learned that at this school and with the people that I've worked with in particular, that if you give students the appropriate guidance and resources, they can really flourish as students. And that has been something that I've really learned being a student here at UW Superior. Okay, so for my artifacts, I am starting way down here at the bottom, and this from kindergarten, actually. My mom bought me this book before kindergarten, and it's called Welcome is a Wonderful Word, and it's a book about, it's very old, falling apart here, but it's a book about how to, that everybody might be feeling shy or nervous at the beginning of school, but how we, as an individual, it's hard to take that first step to say hi or meet somebody, but we all really want to be that person inside. So just go for it, do it. And this book, I think of this book all the time when I have little kiddos, because I can tell that maybe they're shy or that they want to initially do something or take the first step, but they're nervous to do so. And I've read this book countless times, from 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds on up. I really think that it's just a great message, and it helps. It just is like, I don't know, it's something I'm passionate about, and I want all kiddos to feel welcome in my room. The second artifact that I have are my transcripts for my first semester in college. And I put these on because I had an amazing first semester, my first semester in college, and it just kind of it helped build my confidence to keep going and to keep trying and know, hey, this is where you should be right now. I also included the letter from Superior, my Dean's List letter. I have been very fortunate to be on the Dean's List, included on the Dean's List for every semester that I've been here. And again, it's a huge confidence builder, but it's also, for me on my teaching journey, it kind of tells me like, yep, you're doing what you love, you're where you should be. So that's why it's an important part of for me at Superior, as well as kind of how I feel about social constructivism. Like this Superior's really given me the proper resources and guidance, and I feel like this proves it. And then I also have a fifth grade social studies unit plan that I had to do for teaching social studies class here, and I put it on because I really feel like it prepared me to create an entire unit plan for students. Okay, so a few other questions. Let's see. I wanted to address how I noticed my philosophies, beliefs, and theories change over time. I, again, kind of started out as teachers stand in front of a classroom with a teaching manual or basal readers, and they teach from a script. I now realize that is completely untrue. Teachers have many different styles of teaching, but most importantly, they're including learning styles that are going to challenge and grasp every learner. So they're visual, auditory, they're reading, they're showing slides, they're hands-on, we're doing experiments, or we're showing how this works. I know I made some connections between my places and my beliefs in learning at UW Superior, and how I believe that through social constructivism, if you're giving students the proper resources and guidance, they're gonna really excel. A portion of my timeline that really cemented my commitment to my teaching profession would really probably be up here, way up top with UW Superior and where I'm student teaching, because every day I come home and I tell my husband, I'm clearly not getting paid to student teach, but I don't mind going at all. I enjoy every single day that I'm there, so I know that this is where I'm supposed to be, and I'm very committed to teaching. One person that played a significant role in my education was two people. It's definitely my parents. They always, from very early on when I was little, they encouraged curiosity, they encouraged learning, they encouraged, just sitting and reading or walking and learning. And I don't know, they always had expectations for me in learning. They weren't, hard on me, but they were always like, keep going, you can do this, or we know that this is where you should be. They always had expectations for me. I think that I covered the questions. I just want to say that my role here at UW Superior has just been really amazing. I have great things to say about this program. The people have been truly amazing. I even think about, my preparation for my Ford exam. So many people took this exam and didn't pass it. and I felt so prepared, and I feel like the class and the teacher just went above and beyond. And I feel that way about many people here. I can't say enough good things. It's a little sad to say that I'm done, but ultimately I'm super excited for the next step, and I'm super excited to have my own classroom and, you know, work with these kiddos and just make them the best learners they can be. Thank you for listening. Bye.